Okay, welcome to the Two Angry Vets podcast. We're here in West Staunton in a place called It's Here. All right, they've allowed us. Where is it?
It's here.
It's here. Anyway, right. So what we're going to do, we're going to pod from here. We're going to do a bit of a get everyone together in here. We've got a bit of an audience today, which is a bit nerve-wracking for me and the boys to present the pod. However, you've got myself, Shane Christie.
Tom Ridgway. Tom Sheridan.
TikTok taxi chick. Mum.
Tom's mum.
My mummy.
All right, so if you want to, Tom, do you want to open up some questions for your mum?
Yeah, so
basically our way when I was
yeah.
Right, Sam.
So what we've done today is we've got we've got my mum up because obviously she's all over TikTok. So most of you that follow us probably follow my mum as well. And what we want to do today is just get a bit of an insight on the woman herself, on to why it is that she started out, how she's getting on with it, and where she thinks it can go. So first of all, Mum, how did you first start getting into the TikTok and talking the truth?
I just saw loads of people on TikTok, and my first picture on TikTok was a picture of my knee because I didn't know how to use it. So it was on TikTok.
It's like Shane.
Was that a bit of kneecap?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm not going to begin with that. Christ.
For me, he's like me with 3 children.
No, sorry, go on. So yeah, I was just saying.
And then I started working out how you did a video, and I did my first post about something that happened in a taxi, a passenger of mine, and then it just went from there. And then I didn't really gain a lot of followers because it wasn't really that interesting. And then I started talking politically about social issues, and then my followers started coming more and more. And now I think I'm up to nearly 65,000 followers now. So
That's great.
And how long has that taken you then? So when did you start?
12 months ago.
12 months is incredible to get that amount of followers, isn't it? That's something that we're aiming to be at. Hopefully that we can be one day. So you said that you touch on like social aspects of what's going on in the country. What do you find that are the main biting points for the people of this country at the moment, and issues that are going on?
So illegal immigration is a massive conversation at the moment that the whole country's having. I don't think we're being listened to by our government, and it makes me very angry that, especially having a son who's a veteran and a partner who's a veteran, and I see how the charities are struggling, and yet we can house illegal immigrants and pay out thousands, in fact billions of pounds for them. Everything, schools, NHS, the whole lot, it's just disgraceful. We also have a very shit government as well.
So obviously we touch on this quite a bit, and I said in a post that we've done that the UK government are paying £480,000 a day to the French officials to essentially protect our borders. What do you think we could do as another deterrent to protect this country, and where could that money go elsewhere? Because for me, I believe, and we've spoke about this, that money could be used by housing homeless veterans, putting them into new career paths, feeding them,
pumping money into the charities.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Instead of them having to raise money themselves.
We all know that the French ride on the coattails of everybody else. They've never really had any success in anything, if we really, let's be fair.
It's really good to get away from things.
Yeah, exactly. And they're about as useful as a chocolate teapot when it comes to stopping immigrants coming over from Calais. It's just a waste of bloody time.
Do you think they're trying? Do you think they're actually trying?
Not,
Just
because they've been told not to try.
Yeah.
Why would France want them?
Because they don't want them to stay there. That's
Correct.
Yeah, of course.
Correct. You wouldn't build makeshift camps, would you, if you weren't intending on getting rid of them? Because what country wants that crap lying around everywhere?
Apparently us.
Correct. So I think the amount of money that they're spending could be spent on so many different things: homelessness, veterans charities.
Actually housing our own
border force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should have our own. We should. I think personally, having been with a partner who's done private security in the Middle East, so on and so
Or Rob
forth.
on the beach.
Yeah, put him on the beach.
So Rob's on the
Put him on the
beaches.
streets. We'll put him
Rob
on
forced him on the beaches.
I do think that veterans between the ages of I
From
don't
the
know.
beach to the sea,
Well,
running
well,
free.
I think that's what he's going to say. Then what was he going to say? So
George,
veterans-
George,
I would say veterans between the ages of 40 and 60 who've had close protection
Rob's
experience
a bit
as
too old for
well.
that now, though, isn't he?
They should really be the border force because they're experienced at what they're doing.
So you think we should pump some of that money possibly into a pot to offer
Private
veterans,
security
offer
companies to run it.
veterans some kind of, let's say, a bit of funding and open a new career aspect for
Correct.
people who are experienced, who've done
Absolutely.
stuff and or wore the uniform and are willing to do it. They've had enough as
Yeah,
well.
we're willing to do it. And it's something like we always talk on the fact that when you get out, the problem is slowing down.
Yeah.
It's half in that pace. You're not fully slowed down, but it's not too anything
But
too.
But then what happens? What happens then if there's
Yeah,
a
then you-
fatality?
What as in?
Who's
But do you
going-
think veterans are better to deal with it?
I
than-
do.
Who's going to be to blame? Though? How are you going to hang veterans out to dry again?
I feel yeah.
That is a
very
I
valid
don't
point.
agree with that. I think if you give them the correct, well, if
It's
you've
the correct
got
training, isn't it?
yeah,
And,
if you've got veterans who've done close protection security, and then you open up a whole new industry, which is, CP officers coming out on the borders. They know what they're doing. They've got the first aid. They've got the close protection badges. They've got everything that's needed. Let's face it. A lot of the French border patrol are just shirt fillers, aren't they? Really?
they're like water slide attendants.
Yeah.
They put them down.
It would have to be private.
Green light.
It'd have to be private.
It would have to be
It
private
would.
sector.
This is the thing.
Should you have to put that
Otherwise,
money in there?
people would get hung up.
If we just sorted the act out where it's you're not going to get all these benefits because the people of Britain don't get these benefits.
Yeah.
I agree.
So if we stop this, you don't have to do that, and then the government's got even more money to spend on other things.
I think the massive issue here is we're controlled a lot by like the ECHR. Massively.
We are, and I think the British people have had enough. They're done. They're tired of it all, and that takes me on to my next subject, which is everything now is political. So we'll go to Glastonbury, and that idiot Bob Villan, and everyone's inciting hate against everything. But you guys said exactly the right thing on it, which is why don't we just stop people being killed? Full stop. Period.
I mean, the massive issue for me is something that I said on the post. These people, and let's be honest, what they are is English, and the majority of them were white, and they're very privileged, and they've gone to a music festival to and enjoy themselves, but shouting this stuff when on the 7th of October. It was Hamas that went on to a music festival, the Northern Music Festival, and went and attacked attacked, what was it, 1,200 people?
Well, apparently it didn't happen.
Yeah, we've been told it didn't happen
I think
this
what I
week.
find interesting is always people. Most of the comments we've got, you're uneducated, you don't know nothing. And I click on it and it's Dave from Sheffield who's never left his village. And I'm like, cheers, Dave. I responded to one of the guys' comments in the inbox. Some Scottish guy, I can't remember what his name was. And we were into it, and I said to him, have you ever actually travelled to, let's say,
Oh no, there's that guy.
have you travelled to
posted
Israel,
about that.
so on and so on? 'Cause I said to him, I said, personally, I have. I've been to these countries in question. I said, I've been to the person in question. I said, so
What side was it? That
I've
pointed
kind
the
of got an
gun?
opinion. Well, yeah, what side pulled the gun on me? I've got off the coach. What side put a gun to my head straight away? Okay,
Was it the Israelis?
It weren't Israelis, let's say that.
Well,
Gun straight to me.
that's one thing that I put to one of the comments that was on your post was these guys have put their life on the line for their country. They have actually signed away their life at the time for Queen and country. And what have you done? You've sat behind a keyboard and you've typed out I get it all the time. I get told that I'm a white whore, I'm a slag, I should be so windswept and interesting. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
How dare you?
how dare you?
Dirty pig.
I was going to say to shoot it.
Dirty pig. But do you know what I mean? It's like, and this is the tolerant left, and these are people who are supposed to be, they're telling you, educated.
Yeah.
So an educated individual would sit and would debate with you and talk
We
to
did
you about
have
something.
a few people. The
You turned them round, I saw
the
that.
best one was the guy called us a pedo and he spelled it wrong 15
Oh my
times.
God,
And I corrected him every time.
That
and he
was
still
something else,
couldn't
that
spell
was.
it right. I said,
You
you can't argue with stupid, yeah.
You're just
You can't argue stupid.
Like, yeah.
I said to him back to a comment, it's a Ricky Gervais comment, and he said, I think it's Ricky Gervais, and he says the thing is, you know, when people die, they don't know they're dead. It only affects everyone else around them. People,
It's the same with
I say
me.
the same when people are fucking stupid. It don't affect that person. It affects everyone around them.
Right. And also, it's, you know, in this country now, there's such division, and you've got the LGBTQ community are going out waving their flags for Palestine and Iran. They'd be
kept
thrown off the
fucking
building.
beheaded,
Yeah, I
As
know.
soon as they got off the plane, the red had come off.
Yeah.
So I don't understand where these people.
They're doing it in a place where we
It's
tolerate
right.
it for.
I think that it's almost. Do you think that the British
Sheets on Facebook.
Yeah,
It's the in thing.
It's
a massive thing is it's almost
a
like a
bandwagon,
trend.
isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And I think people don't actually realise the severity of it. As I replied to some of them that kept saying free Palestine, I put, I hope you're okay and safe fighting alongside
Your
your
brothers
brothers
and
and sisters.
sisters.
You
Yeah.
know, said, when's your flight, pal?
Yeah.
These people have absolutely no comprehension of what it means to want to put your life on the line for the country in which you're proud of. What they do is they get on a trend. The students that the most indoctrination that happens in this country is in university.
That's a big word for this podcast.
and it's the left, and they're brainwashing students because they are educated and they're highly intelligent and clever. They sponge everything, and then they go, yeah, well, that must be right. And they're saying to you and myself, educate yourself. I know history, and I know about these things, and I've proved a lot of people wrong when I've done certain posts on TikTok, and I've absolutely shredded somebody in a really nice way.
Well, we have seen people do this before. People preach from the UK about other cultures, other religions, other organisations,
Absolutely.
and then go over there.
They're the ones that go to Italy and have carbonara.
And we all know the woman I'm talking about in question is begging to come back in the UK.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely begging. She preached out from over here. Went over there and begged to come back.
Who's
Oh,
that? She'll be
Shemima
begging.
Yeah.
She'll be begging
Shemima
Shemima
So there we
begging.
go. We've seen this happen before with people.
So one thing that really gets me is, would you take a refugee, and this is being pushed on people now that they're trying
They're trying to do what they do with the
in
Ukrainians.
people's houses? Would you
Absolutely
have
not.
one in your house?
Absolutely not.
Would you have
Why
a
not?
refugee from
Why are we not trying to do
that's an
veterans?
undocumented person?
Why are we not trying to do that to the guy who died
Exactly.
in Liverpool 2 weeks ago on the street?
Correct.
Right, why are we not doing it to like guy 6 months ago? He carried Princess Diana's fucking coffin.
Exactly.
He died on the fucking street.
There
so
is
why not use it then?
40,000 Iranian and Afghan terrorists being watched that are on the watch list right now in this country. 40,000. I mean, what is that? The threat?
If
of
you're
a
on that
global-
list, you
Can I
should
just
just not
throw
be able to
something
be
in from behind the camera?
Yeah.
As of 3 days ago, the Home Office have lost 40,000 immigrants.
Yeah, they've lost
They've lost
them.
them, they don't know where they are.
So a couple of years ago, I think they lost up to 400,000 over 5 years.
Misplaced them.
It's not a set of keys. How the fuck do you lose someone?
But the thing is, though, that they're undocumented. They have no passport.
However, if I go through a fucking bus lane, there's a ticket in my book 2 weeks later.
One thing I'll say on GB News that I've been watching a bit recently, you tried to get me in it, is Patrick Christie, I think. If any of you watch him, he's really, really good. And he actually went out to Calais and he's actually given evidence now to the police. I don't know if any of you have seen it, on grooming gangs, on
But where's it
the
going?
leaders of gangs.
Where's it going? We spoke about this in a week.
Tell you where it goes.
And which was hidden, what shit that we move on the colour now.
Yeah.
Right, you can give it information all you want, it's what they do with it. And
Yeah,
look what they've been doing with it.
So it was
For years.
it was the guns for me that I find bad. And Scott, you were talking about this the other day. The guns that Patrick Christie had been sent. He'd been sent a picture.
Oh, he'd been sent them off. So he'd been speaking to one of the smugglers from Calais, and they'd sent him pictures of the guns they were smuggling in on Snapchat. And they were smuggling in ARs. So they were smuggling in assault rifles. But
AR-15.
they sent him that, and they'd also sent the amount they were smuggling in on the lorries as well through Calais.
But we're importing that. We're bringing that in, and then you've got these absolute idiots who are standing there waving their refugees welcome here. Refugee with AK-47, maybe not.
It's all
Do you
a
think
distraction
do you
to
think
start
that
something
reckon-
over here.
Do you
Yeah.
think
Absolutely.
That's what I was about to
You
say.
know what it is?
Okay.
It's a slow invasion. And
It is.
we're talking about it, and all that'll happen is one day we'll wake up, we'll put the news on, and there's people being shot down in every city centre. All of a sudden, and we haven't got the military to deal with it. I sent you guys a video today about what was it, 125,000 people tried to get into the army last year, and
I did watch
9,000
it.
people
I
got
did watch it.
82% of them fail, yeah.
And they left due to the fact that they said that the sign-up procedures just.
But I'd rather that 82% be fucked off if they're not willing to. No. You don't want someone who's fucking wants it to be a doddle.
I think the
Well,
issue
you
you
need
got.
bodies.
I think
You don't need bodies. I'd rather fucking 3 good bods than 10 good bods.
100%.
Yes, I agree with what you're
Because
saying. there.
all them people then
I
they
agree
get
with these two.
they get fucking shot. They get shot, and it's us that are fucking.
I'm
the
going
ones
to
that are out
disagree
the
with you
battle.
both on this.
What,
Let me
you'd
tell you
rather
why.
the bodies?
No,
This
I
is why you
wouldn't.
didn't promote.
He'd rather be
Let me tell you why. Because the reason why they're waiting in today's day and age is this issue. The inflation and the prices of everything now is crazy. If you have to wait, I had to wait 4.5 months, I think, to get into the army from the day that I went to the Grey's office, right? If you're waiting now for 5 months, you need to go and do something else.
You've got to
No.
get a job.
I think you misunderstood what we're saying.
No, but you're saying you'd rather just fuck. So they're making
No,
2% of fuck.
No, the 82%, the ones that they want it to be easy.
No,
I
they
agree with
wanted
you
it-
saying
no,
you should be
there's-
able to sign on and start as soon as.
I
Right.
don't think that's a process that you think that's happening. I think it's the fact because the process is taking so long, people are scared.
Yeah,
So
that's
they're
what I'm
getting- they're
saying.
getting not getting the wage.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
I'm saying
do
is,
you know
rather
what,
than just
actually?
pushing bods
That's
in,
what I'm saying.
So touching on sorry, mate.
That's all right.
What I think what you said then was, because it, carry on, mate. I'll DDT through his table. Right, anyway.
It's
So,
not turning into a porn shoot, by the way. DDT.
is it because
I am
the
sat
waiting
here.
the waiting list is taking so long? Lads go and find a job and then they fuck it off.
yeah, because got money.
And they'll go and stick to that.
That's what I'm
I mean,
thinking.
I know when I joined, it was a 12-month I had to wait.
Yeah.
If I wanted to go
Well,
engineering,
you got to wait. There's only
which I didn't to the end. And as soon as you wanted to go recce or infantry, I was in the
well,
best of
Harrogate
3
sees 2 intakes every 6 months, isn't it?
But I think
Yeah,
it's
but that's
different
really
for
still-
Harrogate.
No, but then
But I
Jerks are
find,
very similar.
especially in the taxi, I mean, I've worked since I was 14, and I find
You
in
were
the
driving a taxi
taxi,
when you were 14.
You better
I
not be fake, actually.
find, but the young ones who get embarrassed, it'll be a long time before I
The
get
young ones
embarrassed
are getting
to
a taxi.
tell you.
No, come on,
The young ones who get into my taxi, and I'm talking 18 to 25, who've done a 6-hour day and they're exhausted. And I just think, well,
Yeah,
really?
the
Are you
minerals are
tired?
different,
What have you done? You know, for me, the army is not, it's not got the allure to it, and this country does not promote the army the way it does. You only have to look at the adverts that they were putting out a while ago.
We've touched on this, haven't we?
If you're playing a game online or on an Xbox, you can join the army.
Yeah,
Why?
I'm saying that.
If you
No.
can fix a bike, you can fix this fucking
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
bullshit.
But there's not the want there anymore from that generation. Is not there anymore.
I think
don't-
they've
they
also
don't have
lost-
the passion for their country.
Yeah, they've lost a lot of patriotism.
So if you
Yeah.
could,
I know a lot
right,
of
if
people
you
are.
could post one TikTok post, right, your ultimate post and what you know is going to get the highest responses, you're going to get the most feedback on, what would that post say?
OnlyFans.
It,
Stop fucking ruining it. Come on. What would that post say?
Be average. Spoil
I
it.
don't want to destroy you on camera.
No, sorry,
Richard.
no, sorry.
I think we'll try that again anyway. Right. So if you could post any post on your TikTok, you've got 65,000 followers, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can push any message, anything out there, you're going to get a great response. People are going to see this, absolutely. What would you post? What would you try and get out there?
This is your country and it's your future. You're either proud of your country or you're not, and you need to 100%. What is it? Fight for the country you live in, or live in the country that you're fighting for.
What would you say to people
That's pretty
who-
good, yeah, I
who-
like that, yeah.
you don't have to
That's quite
support
That's good.
the current government, but people that don't like they're English, they don't fucking like. What would you say to them? Is that
I think that's exactly what you just said.
Because you if you look at America, and the Americans are really slated all over the world, but they are fucking patriotic and they absolutely worship their veterans.
Yeah.
And you look in this country and you get comments like baby killer.
Australia's the same. Australia's really
It's
good.
horrendous.
The thing in Australia's absolutely. What's the Anzac Day in Australia?
Yeah,
It's
Anzac Day,
wild.
yeah.
Can I throw in the fact that right, as you lot know, the discontent with this country is that the same discontent 19-year-olds have with this country.
Because they're
Why the fuck would I
indoctrinated.
go and do that?
But they're indoctrinated.
So that's why they're not joining.
I think ours is we hate it because we love it.
I think there is a narrative to what you said. That the young just. I think it's easy and cruel to follow a trend.
They've got no
Alright?
reason to hate
And
it.
they'll
They've
just
not
say they
done
hate it
anything.
because it's shit.
Correct.
They can't give you a good reason why it's shit. They
Everyone's
just say it's shit.
Everyone's skin.
For us patriotic
why would
people,
you go and fight for it?
Yeah.
If you put a gun in the hand of the majority of young lads in this country now, they shit themselves.
Do you know
Whereas
what?
if
Do
you-
you know what? If you give a gun, and this is hard, and I'll tell you this now, if you put a gun in the majority of that age of lads, they'll turn it on themselves.
Yeah. But the thing
That's
is
how
as
wanky
well, they're not brave. We're not breeding a country of brave men anymore.
but why not?
Because the two
Not anymore.
no, they're
Because
too
you can't even smack your
mollycoddled.
kid or
They're
anything.
too mollycoddled at school. They're too mollycoddled by their parents. There's too much. Oh, I'm offended. Offended is taken. Offence is
It's
never
your
given.
problem. Offence
Offence
is your
is never
problem.
given.
Yeah.
It's always taken. And too many people, the snowflakes, and it truly is snowflake. It's a real thing.
What do you think we can do to change it?
Start letting,
Podcast
National service.
start letting kids be kids for a start.
National
You know,
service.
stop all this. You can't. I mean, when I
Stop sitting away from an iPad.
exactly when
I know
I
it's
was a
fucking
kid.
easy though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
When I was a kid, we went out and I was a tomboy. We were talking about this, weren't we, on the drive up? And I was always climbing trees and fighting. I'd fight boys.
You weren't
Don't
allowed in
act
until-
like-
I wish you taught him to talk to it and fight this week. And beat the fucking down well.
But we're not breeding.
No.
I'm going to say it, and it's probably going to be a bit controversial, so I apologise now. We're not breeding men anymore.
No.
We're breeding fucking fannies, and that's what's happening. But we are.
Generations through history,
We
we've
are.
always got weaker and weaker and weaker.
Yeah.
But I think there's also reasons behind this. I think the reasons behind this is, I know for myself, so for example, let's look at Rob 93, you joined the military. Alright, you straight away you have friends like Bosnia, Kosovo, Okbana, you had telex going on through your career span. Myself, I joined because I watched the news and Iraq was going on, the bombings going on in Afghanistan. There were wars fighting. That for me maybe potentially bred men. Because you knew what you was going to do. I joined to go to fucking war.
I drive for a driving license.
No, there you go.
No, I'm joking. I didn't.
You bred the problem.
No, I didn't. No, patient. For me, I joined purely for I love my country.
No, yeah,
That was it.
and I think those reasons are dying then because you probably saw whilst you were growing up on the news.
We did.
Like, there were war, there were British soldiers going fighting. British soldiers were in uniform, they were doing things. There were weapons in their hands and they were doing shit.
Well, the adverts
Right, that would have
were
inspired
the
you.
cool ones that we were on about, where they're just walking down the street in Africa
Yeah.
and there's a contact.
But these things would have inspired you. Alright, so now there isn't that going on. We're
There
talking other
isn't.
stuff.
There isn't. And I wish. I mean, I remember vaguely. I'm not that old, but I remember the Falklands, and then I remember Iraq going off, and you know, Afghanistan, and seeing it all on the telly.
I mean, we don't wish
What
for
would it be
war.
nice? What would it be I was watching on the BBC with all the bombs going across?
7.
Two
Around
words.
about the early 80s.
New Year's Eve Falklands.
No, it was Afghan, I think. The Iraq War. The Iraq
First World War.
No,
Is that what
We're
they
gonna
got?
slap you,
Like that?
man.
Seconds. I
no.
volunteered for the second.
Yeah, it was the Iraq War, and I remember watching it on telly, and I wanted to go in the army, but I didn't go down that road. But
What stops you from going down that road?
Taxi.
Taxi.
no,
There were no taxis.
Taxis at 40.
because I got a boyfriend, and
See,
then
that's a lot. That's a lot. A lot of lads get out.
Well, yeah, you get it 'cause
You
you
get
your
hurt,
girlfriend
don't
through
they, and
that.
then-
I think I'd have done really well in the army.
Have you
I've
never
always
been
dead
Germany,
bossy.
I think you would have done better than somebody sat around there. Yeah, me. Yeah.
I think my son did very well. I'm
Shez was a
proud of
very
my
good-
child.
very capable.
Anyone who puts the uniform on for a day has done really well.
Correct.
They
Absolutely.
thought something before themselves, so everyone's got something to be proud of.
You do. You look at you know, especially on Remembrance Sunday, you see all the young men that died like 17, 18, 19-year-old men
Younger than
died.
that, most, a lot of them
Some
lied,
of them
didn't
were
they?
because they
That's how-
lied, yeah, because they wanted to fight for the country.
I just
And you
thought-
look at 18, 19-year-old lads now, they don't know whether they're Arthur or fucking Martha, do they? So, but they don't know, do they?
That's a clip that.
But they don't know that though, do they? They don't know who they are. Oh, I don't know what my identity is. I don't know what I want. Oh, I'm so offended by what you've just said to me. I had a guy in my taxi fall out with me and demand to get out because I said, there's man and there's woman, and that's it. So I'm going to report you. Knock
We'll
yourself
probably have to take this
out.
guy out, but no, I fucking
No,
totally
but-
agree with you, Mum.
I agree.
Okay, so let's move slightly on to something else then, because we're just going mental. with something
Yeah, so
else.
where is it that you want to take your
Yeah.
TikTok page? How big do you want to get?
What do the narrative, the main narrative?
And who
is
do you want to inspire essentially to listen to what you're saying?
I'd like to get to 1 million followers, which is going to take a very long time, but
10 years at the rate you're going.
yeah. But I just
Quick maths.
But I'd like to get to 1 million. But what I would like is I'd like younger people to be more balanced.
Yeah.
Like the people that you guys turned around on your post you did about Bobby Twatty Villain. You know, you were so balanced with your
I think that's a hashtag now.
responses.
Twatty villain.
Twatty Villain. You know, you were so balanced with your responses that they had no option but to go, oh, well, actually, you're right. And this is what we need. But this is what we need in this country. We need them to see, I'm not mainstream media. I'm nearly a 53-year-old woman from Devon, and I'm watching what's going on in the world, and this is what's happening, guys.
Yeah.
It's
You know,
real. It's real people's
It's real,
voices.
totally.
It's real people's voices. Everyone spent so long listening to doctored
Bullshit.
media, whereas now there's people who are real are allowed to give their opinion,
Mm.
and it gets out there.
But that's why we get banned. I mean, I've been banned. I've been taken off the Creator Fund. They take a lot of my posts down. I get a lot of my comments removed. And I'm watched very heavily because I am influencing people in what I'm saying.
I love the idea that there's a man in China who's just sat there watching your TikToks every day going, nah, calm down.
It's in London.
Oh,
It's in London.
Get to fuck me.
And
Or Scottish Chinese, whatever.
And it's bots that are doing it, but they'll pick out certain influencers or creators, they'll pick you out and they watch you very heavily.
from
And I
that
get-
certain side.
and I get a lot of you're on an account warning, and it can be a post. In this country now, we don't talk about uncomfortable things because someone somewhere is offended, and that's got to stop.
Yeah.
We should be able, and then you go about what happened at Glastonbury, and you say, well, do you want free speech or don't you? And
Yeah.
I agree with that. Okay, if he wants to spout his shit, why is Lucy
So,
Connolly
yeah,
in
It's a
prison?
wild card
Yeah.
every time
Exactly.
we do while we get
If she's in prison,
Two-tier, isn't it?
Yeah.
correct, it is, absolutely. And, that's where I would like to take it.
Have you ever thought
I'm sorry, mate. I'm throwing in from over here. Has Lucy Connolly become a political prisoner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has,
Some
but,
martyr.
and I'm going to say something else that's a little bit controversial. She broke the law. So this is where a lot of people are kind of missing the point a little bit, is she had influence of a certain kind because her husband was a counsellor.
Yeah.
And that post was viewed over 300,000 times in 4 hours.
That before it deleted.
Yes, so she took it down, granted. She didn't say burn down the hotel. She said, I don't care if you do. And you can't
That's
prove.
an opinion, isn't it?
Yeah, you can't prove that anyone went and did it because you can't. That in court that would fall down. But she broke the law. Did she deserve the sentence that she got? Absolutely not.
Well, she get 31 months.
31
Yeah.
months.
And she's been battered while she's been in there.
Yeah.
That's shit.
That's
She was kept in cuffs
Prison
for
life.
3 days.
But that's prison life. Again, it's very
No, but-
I
controversial.
couldn't deal with it.
That's
No,
prison life.
yeah,
Yeah.
but these terrorists, some people that get arrested
Yeah,
for actual things, and then they trust their life up.
Ruben Carter is working in a kitchen, throwing hot water in people's
Correct.
faces,
Correct.
and she's been put in cuffs for 3 days.
Yeah, it's
So
wrong.
where's the levels there?
Yeah.
What were you gonna?
I'll just say, have you ever thought about, since like you started doing your TikTok, like,
That you could get in trouble.
no, getting into your local council or
Yeah.
politics.
Yeah.
Because you have got a way of speaking about, and you're very clued up, and obviously massive, like, you're very
Easy.
knowledgeable and things.
I know
No.
what you
You-
said.
I was just saying, have you never thought about doing it?
Easy, Simon.
No, to like to make the change happen from within.
So before I had my heart attack, I
I
had
suppose that's one bit you don't need the stress anymore.
no, I was approached and asked would I consider standing as a Reform councillor, and I did consider it. I do vote Reform, and I do believe in their policies. However, they need to stop falling out like children, and it's embarrassing.
There's a lot comes with that, I think.
They've got 4 years to absolutely smash it out the
And I
park,
think they will.
and they will, but they need to stop the
So you think
infighting.
Farage is the man for it?
See, I do.
See, Nigel Farage. So, Nigel Farage, I have been told, out of every politician that is in the House of Commons, the most knowledgeable, professional, and the best politician this person had ever met was Nigel Farage.
Yeah.
He was the most experienced politician.
Oh, he's clued up. I mean, if you can ask him anything, he is.
Still a bit of a.
I mean, all right.
I'm
So
with you on that one.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
what
Like,
I
mean,
would say on that though, Shane, is
So
if
hang
you
on,
look
sorry,
at all
can I just
politicians, they're all a little bit.
So I did consider it. I did think about it, and then I had my heart attacks.
And that's,
it is linked in the past concern me more.
what with the BNP and all that.
With a lot of other people. Names I'm not, no way I'm going to say it, but there's certain links he's had with big people, big names who are no longer with us, what have been a huge part of other organisations.
The thing is, though, this is why
It's not worth my life saying a word about it.
But this is why I sit on the fence with
Yeah.
that individual as well.
So I think what he's doing,
That-
I think it's good. It could be really, really good. It could be great. But I'll always sit on the fence with him because of some of the
I think-
affiliations he's had.
What do you
So,
say?
well, for me, look, there's a massive thing in politics where everyone, you look at what's he called, Free Palestine lover, Jeremy Corbyn.
Ah,
You look at people like
just come
that,
out in a rash.
right? No, but you look at people
Oh,
like
he
that.
wears corduroys. He has patches on his
He
elbows.
wants to make his own party now or something like that. You look at people like that. You look at the previous prime ministers that we've had, and they're all a bit.
Gimpy.
They are. You look at Boris. I like Boris, man.
I love
But I think
Boris.
he's a bit loony. Of course he is. But I think Nigel
It's 'cause
Farage,
they're all
knowledgeable wise, and does he have, for me, I think he has the British people's best interest in his heart. I really do.
He does.
Just how to go about it.
Yeah,
He does.
yeah,
But
exactly.
the best prime minister this country, in my personal opinion, who has ever governed this country was Margaret Thatcher.
I knew it.
I'll put her a close second for me. For me, Winston Churchill.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
Winston, and then
Absolutely,
Maggie.
Winston. Then Maggie. I mean, you might get a few fault ones.
I mean,
people disagree with that, but yeah, for me, yeah.
She didn't mess about.
Iron later.
But she decided which regiments were going in. She decided what.
Oh, yeah, she was
She was ruthless, weren't she?
Oh,
Like,
she
that
was amazing.
She's
She's my
actually
hero.
very
I've got room with that. I am fine fist.
There's just that's why she was there, wasn't it? But
And
there's always going to be the shit of the. You're always going to get different opinions of her, aren't you?
But the other.
Why? I said Iron later, but far time, but yeah, she got mine first.
no.
You sausage.
Right, so
And the other massive female influence in this country.
Gemma Collins.
Oh, no. And who shaped armies, who built armies, was Elizabeth I.
oh yeah.
Queen's mum.
No, Elizabeth I. Tudor times.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So she
Do you
went up
remember?
against she went up against the Spanish Armada. She took
Yeah.
she took her armies in.
It's maybe balls, wasn't it?
Oh, she knew what she was doing, that girl. But you know, she had rotten teeth apparently. But
Most people did that.
So is balls
Yeah.
of UK, lads.
but yeah, Margaret Thatcher, without a shadow of a doubt, Margaret Thatcher.
Yeah.
And they all modelled themselves on Margaret Thatcher. Every single prime minister in this country models themselves on Margaret Thatcher, whether they're left or they're right. And one thing that tit we've got in at the moment will never ever be is a prime minister of any stature.
Well, he won't be a leader. He's not a leader.
He's not a leader.
He's never gonna remember.
He's not a
Still more
leader.
Back in the
U-turns
day
than
when
a
they used to
driver.
like, follow them into battle, you just wouldn't.
You wouldn't. No, of course you wouldn't. Right. So just closing up, I have 3 questions that I want you to answer.
Okay.
If there are 3 things that you could change in the country for the better, what would they be?
I'd take out the Labour government.
Right.
I would completely stop illegal immigration.
Yeah.
And I would pump more money into military charities.
Perfect. Right.
Cool.
It has been an absolute pleasure talking to you,
Yeah,
Mum.
brilliant, actually.
I believe you've got something for the pod.
I have, yes. Let me just pass it over to me. So this is to be opened by you all when you get 10,000 followers.
Oh,
It's
brilliant.
Italian organic gin.
Let's go, thank you very much.
Looks like engine oil. But thanks very much, Mum, and it's been a pleasure.
Thank you, it's been great.
Can I
Yeah.
just say before we finish, I am hugely proud of you all and very patriotic, and I'll push you as much as humanly possible, and so do a lot of creators on TikTok. But what you're doing is every single bit of it is worth it, and everything you're doing and everything you're saying and everything you're doing to help veterans is incredible. Don't ever lose sight of what you're doing, and have absolute passion in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. You've been a great help for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very